Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus channel. For many, becoming a pilot is the pinnacle of their dreams. With that said, being one is not an easy task. A student pilot has to go through a myriad of hurdles before securing a spot in the cockpit. The newbie pilots undergo extensive training and exercises until they are qualified to be part of the operational squadron. Here is a quick look into the basic requirements for laying the stepping stone to a flying career. The applicant should be a U.S. citizen. A bachelor's degree is the primary educational requirement. And the major may be anything from aerospace engineering to literature. The minimum age for enrollment is 18, and the cutoff is 33. The candidate should receive a clean bill of health from a single-scope background investigation done by the U.S. government. To scrutinize financial, educational, and professional activities in the past 10 years. All candidates indeed undergo a physical and mental evaluation. But the U.S. Air Force has not stipulated specific physical requirements to become a pilot.
Process to become a fighter pilot is pretty long. You go through the academy, which is 4 years, and then you go to pilot training, which is just over a year. And then if you're lucky enough to be selected to go to a fighter, you go to what's called Introduction to Fighter Fundamentals, which is a 2-month course in San Antonio. As then you go to a B course, which is anywhere from about 7 to 9 months long. And then at that point, you go to your first operational squadron. So as you can see, there's a lot of training.
Flight simulators play a pivotal role in pilot training, saving a small fortune for the U.S. Air Force. Besides the cost effectiveness, a flight simulator is a safer option. Especially for training high-risk maneuvers. The F-35 Lightning II cockpit demonstrator is a mobile simulator. Which is used for the basic familiarization of the aircraft. For advanced training, simulators like the F-35 Full Mission Simulator are used. Pilots can complete nearly 50% of their initial training virtually. Covering all air-to-air, air-to-ground, and electronic warfare missions. Pilots undergo extensive training to master their dogfighting skills. Despite how advanced the fighter jet is, the pilot's ability for air combat maneuvering dictates which pilot gains the advantageous position in a dogfight. With that said, Student pilots are trained in every aspect to outrun the opponent and obtain a target lock.
Make sure nothing fell off the jet.
One of the most important aspects that are being taught is understanding their own aircraft. Turn rate, climb rate, cornering abilities, and thrust-to-weight ratio are some characteristics pilots are required to master. On the other hand, knowing the enemy is equally important. Dissimilar air combat training is a special training carried out with the involvement of two different generations of fighter jets. High-performance combat pilots often undergo strenuous mechanical loading during air combat maneuvering. Neck pain and injuries are often reported by high-performance pilots, as their neck is positioned off from the neutral position, searching for bandits in high-G maneuvers. With that said, improving core strength and flexibility is important for a student fighter pilot. During the journey of becoming a fighter pilot, tackling the G's plays a crucial role. In extreme maneuvers, pilots may experience up to 9 G's. G-forces along the Z-axis can move blood from head to toe at positive G-loads and from toe to head at negative G-loads. A pilot experiences positive G's during a pullout from a steep dive or turning at a very high speed. At this point, the induced flow of blood from head to the lower part of the body could reduce the blood supply to the brain. The pilot's body should respond immediately to improve the blood supply to the upper part of the body. If this doesn't happen as intended, the pilot may become unconscious.
That's 070, Canada 204.
The eyes will be a first responder to the low blood flow. Hence, a pilot who isn't coping with the high G's will portend signs of vision loss. To train pilots for these demanding situations and to give them a hands-on experience on higher G loads, a human-rated centrifuge is used. The pilot is placed inside the chamber, connected to the rotating arm. Higher G loads are induced on the pilot due to the centrifugal force. Control center personnel monitors the physiological information fed by the pilot's G-suit and maintain communication with the pilot under test. Apart from G-load induced issues, even the experienced pilots have a hard time tackling spatial disorientation. A special training device named Kraken was introduced to train pilots to overcome spatial disorientation. This device is an ultimate feat, which was an ideal blend of aerospace physiology with state-of-the-art technology. The Kraken is located in Dayton, Ohio, at the Naval Medical Research Unit in the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. The device offers 6 degrees of freedom to fully replicate all the possible maneuvers in a real-world flight scenario. The gondola of the device can accommodate up to 2 pilots and can be configured to simulate a real aircraft cockpit.
Both eyes, just move it up, all the way up and down several times, all the way left and right several times. A couple times. All the way forward.
The Kraken offers room for pilots to experience those illusions in a non-lethal environment and to evaluate their actions.
True.
Oh yeah.
I could give you a black hole approach if you'd like.
Is that 7 that we use?
I think.
Get on Tom, Robbie. There you go.
Hey boss, can you hear me?
Additionally, research personnel garners information from hundreds of sensors to expand their understanding of spatial disorientation.
Okay.
Another training aid available for newbie pilots is the altitude chamber. This specially designed chamber can accommodate multiple pilots in one sitting. The air pressure within the chamber can be reduced to create a high altitude condition. Pilots remove their oxygen supply to experience the effects of oxygen deprivation or hypoxia. Pilots can identify the symptoms and how their body reacts to a hypoxic condition. The experience gained will definitely be life-saving when handling a cabin pressure loss scenario in real-world flying.
What would you do right now, sir, if you was in the aircraft?
First spades right now.
Big looks like you're gonna die.
When everything is going haywire, the last line of defense for a fighter pilot is to eject from the aircraft. Ejecting from a fighter is no easy task. The pilot's body undergoes tremendous mechanical loading during the ejection phase. If not trained properly, the forces can cause lethal damage to the spinal cord and other vital organs. A successful ejection will not put a pilot in safe hands. The pilot should parachute safely to the ground. As a result, lateral drift training is offered for student pilots to master their parachuting skills.
So another training device we have is the lateral drift trainer, and that gives us a few different ways of training our students. So let's say a pilot has to eject, they descend down, we use the trainer to have them go through their descent checklist, go through proper parachute landing fall training, as well as drag training. And then the last piece is a forward momentum piece. So it's kind of a zip line type process where they can propel down the line, let go, and then perform the proper landing techniques if they were ever in an emergency situation that required them to do so.
Once successfully ejected from the aircraft, pilots parachute down and may land on a water body. Student pilots are trained to survive in the water until help arrives. The training can comprise a few parts to cover all of the possible scenarios in the water. Pilots are pulled by jet skis to create the dragging effect from their open parachutes. By completing all of the training exercises from aircraft flying to G-load handling, hypoxia training, and extreme water survival, student pilots gain invaluable exposure that will make them well-deserved guardians of the skies. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.